top 3 center cave bases on Gamma 5, the unofficial cluster. The link is in the description down below. Feel free to rate these designs, what you do better, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. And of course, these are actually on the server, so feel free to raid them if you're good enough. This cave is a special one at exactly 60.019.9. You'll find yourself here at the South Ice Cave. Now, this South Ice Cave is insanely big, and most people don't even build it. Now, the only reason you'd build this is if you wanted more breeding room, because there's such a huge gaping hole. But on this Gamma 5 server, we've added a crouch to this cave because we feel that this cave should have a crouch because it's on the center and it is a beautiful cave, just like North Ice, but smaller with a lot less death walls. So now once you're here, you'll see the tribe of Malacca have built some temporary big dino gates. Now, they're not keeping anyone out. 1C4 will blow them. Alright, and we go past the big behemoth gates. Now, they're not going to do much. You'll see that he's got a ton of turrets. Not too many, but enough to keep out the riffraff. So you got some turrets on the floor here. You got like a mini teleport so he can get out. And that's where he's got his little few turrets here and there. Actually, the crouch is right here, and this is what makes this cave so good on this cluster. Alright, and as you come through the crouch here, you'll see that he's got a ton of turrets lined up straight down the crouch to make it that much harder for people to raid. And once you're here, you'll see this insane death wall that he's got here, which is kind of unique and very interesting. He's made use of the terrain where he can, with the turrets all on the walls to the right and to the left. He's got a tester coil here. He has a huge netting that is a behemoth of a type of thing to actually get through. Because this netting, believe it or not, this netting does really help get all the turrets pointing at the crouch so they can absolutely incinerate whatever comes through. Now, these turrets are hanging off the roof there like that. That's quite cool. That's very fancy. And he's got the classic double door frame with invisible turrets. Now, I'm not sure why these rocks are appearing here. These rocks aren't actually here. They're just invisible. They've already been mined. So he's got more turrets all across the floor pointing at there. I'm not in ghost mode. That is literally, this is like an invisible rock. Great wildcards. Thank you for creating such a polished game that everyone can enjoy the second time round. Yep, you still got stuff like this happening. I'm sure in the comment section you guys will tell me what it is that's making it do that, so feel free. And he's got tester coils all along here, which makes a lovely sweet death wall that will stop a lot of people from coming in. It's not unraidable. It is powerful. He's got more turrets back here. Okay, I'm going to ghost mode now, and as we come on through here, I guess he's getting ready for the Noglins coming out, because when Noglins come out, you can take control of everyone and get them to turn off their own generators, but that's not here. That's not in Ascended right now, so we are very lucky. And look what he's got going on here. He's got kind of like a train track of fun. Okay, and over here we've got a beautiful crafting area. We've got the deadies under the floor like that. That's quite nicely done. You've got vaults here with stuff in. You've got more deadies. You've got 2 reps going and pumping out resources. Now he's got these upgraded forges. Now I'd recommend always getting these upgraded forges, because even though they use element, they give you like twice as much metal back as you put in. So for example, in this forge you put 300 in here, which is a regular stack on official, and that'll give you 150 metal back. Over here you put 300 in and you'll get like 225 back, so it is definitely a bang for your buck. Okay, as we carry on here, he's utilizing the gachas to pick up snail paste and pearls from the phoenixes. Now he's cloned a lot of them. That is optimizing his base. Okay, and we're going to follow this train track around and we're going to see where it goes. Oh yeah, the train is here. That is awesome. So maybe it's a bit of fun. Maybe it's a bit of PvE he's done here. Or maybe he uses it for some sort of certain resources. Alright, and as we come over Here we see a cloning chamber and a lot of other stuff. You've got the incubators set up beautifully so he can mass hatch a army. Now over here he's got his plant species wide traps going on, and he did have a robot set up before, and the robot was literally picking up, here it is, here's the robot was literally picking up all the stuff from these plants and putting it into the vault. I think the robot is slightly invisible for me, but he's doing it all now, and it's actually producing a lot of stuff. So now we followed the train track round and we're back at the death wall. So if we go over here, you see he's definitely utilizing a ton of gachas. Gachas here, gachas there. Produce all his resources inside his cave so he doesn't have to go out for much. He's got dust gachas, Ellie gachas. I love what he's done with the place. It is beautiful. Now this is actually a solo player and he is incredible. You should see the amount of stuff lined up. Now I love what he's got here. He's got a ton of turtle breeding where he just puts one male in the middle or shoots it down. How does he do it? Yeah, he just brings the male all the way down the inside of it, and he just breeds and breeds and breeds until he gets a mutation. Same with the stegos. It is lovely, but this one's actually, he puts the male here and breeds. That is lovely. He's got his wyverns, his war wyverns ready for action. He's got his gigas set up just like an alpha tribe. That is some incredible breeding he's got going on here. And then we make our way over here to the left hand side, and he's got these dreadnoughts that he can just chuck on people. He's breeding so many, he can just start chucking them on people's bases. Now that is incredible. Now as we look under his cave, it's just basic infrastructure, and a lot of it is just, yeah, empty space. Look at that. So we can have one clear floor. Now it goes up here, and I'm guessing this is where he has his little meat run. So he has his Giga here on aggressive, just constantly chewing up all the wilds that spawn in this bit of the cave because it's so massive. Okay, and we've moved on over here, and I'm guessing he can do a little bit of actually resource production inside his cave. And if he gets a car key and an Anki, he can literally just harvest all the rocks and stuff in this cave, which makes it an excellent cave. Alright, and now we're making our way over to this glorious war room back here that he's got going on. Now he's got turrets defending it, and he's got turrets inside, and you're gonna get shot up wherever you go inside Malaka's base. Okay, as we see, we've got a war room here fully stocked, ready for action, which means that as soon as a bit of PvP breaks out, he will literally be able to get out in under a minute and have all the tames and all the armor and flak that he needs to PvP. He's even got a teleport in here so he can teleport straight to the action and get straight out with no funny business. So this is South Ice. Just a reminder guys, this is Gamma 5 Unofficial. Now feel free to go and attack these people if you're man enough, and if you think you're good enough on this 5 times cluster. Also message admin gunman in there if you want a specialized starter kit because you came from this video. Now this insane cave on the Gamma 5 cluster is at 21.3, 27.4. You guys may know this cave. If you don't, you've been sitting under a rock for the whole time you've been playing Ark. This is Snow North. Now since the last video on Snow North, this tribe has been putting in work. They've been out spamming the place with spike walls, pillars, dino gates, cliff plats, foundations. They've been absolutely completely covering the whole outside area and making it laggy as anything to come nearby. Now this tribe, once you're here and you're going through this big gaping hole, you go through here and you'll find, you know, tons of spikes just to annoy you. Very easy to blow up though. It's times 6 all this area, whereas the outside is not times 6. But once you're in here, you'll find you'll be able to go straight up here, and you'll get absolutely peppered and lit up by turrets, tester cores. You got aggressive reapers, you've got the rock golem, you've got the velo, you've got a lot of turrets and a lot of dangerous stuff going on here. Now the death wall is really good, but it could be better if it used more of the terrain. But for what this tribe's gone with is they've gone with a instant death kind of vibe going on here, because they've got some turrets on the roof and they got turrets here. Now what they've gone for is, because they know that the range of the turrets is perfect, they wanted all the turrets to shoot at the exact same time, thus eliminating anything that's soaking straight away. Whereas if these turrets were pushed back onto the icicles and that, maybe one turret would be slightly closer than the other and slightly further back, which would mean that not all the turrets would shoot at the exact same time. What they've gone with here is a instant death kind of scenario, which I respect. It's not the meta right now, but I respect it. Now if we go here, you see he's got loads of walls, he's got a nice lot of spam all around here, which is going to be a pain. It's going to be an absolute pain to clear all this, to put a fob in here. Then once you're here, you go into the water and you are left with a decision to go to the left hand side or go to the right hand side. Now these sides have both different places. They don't all interlock with each other. They go to completely different cave places. So if you go off to the left, you go to the big side, the most famous side on Arc Center, okay? And that's got the massive amounts of stuff. That's where you put your war room and all your good stuff. You got the massive amounts of turrets shooting at you. And on the right hand side here, or left hand, I can't remember, whatever I said, on this side here is the small side. Now we're going to go check that out right now, so you can go through the water here uninterrupted. And as we make our way down to the small side, we'll find a ton of turrets all along the ceiling, smothered along there, just ready for people to come out so we can pepper the absolute everything out of whatever they bring, dinos or whatever. They're gonna get peppered by so many turrets. This is gonna slow down their assault madly, absolutely crazily slow down their assault. So once you come on through here, you'll find yourself having this metal wall just for giggles, I guess. And then you go over here and you'll find tons of aggressive dinos. Now I don't know if these are breeders or aggressive dinos, probably breeders, those basils there. And oh yeah, that's where they got their breeding frogs. The frogs will come and lick you if you get too close, so beware of the frogs, they will lick you. Now we go right up here. Also let us know what your weirdest, craziest, funniest dino is. Also let us know what is your craziest and funniest dino in the comments down below. Like a frog is mine because they're so big, they're like a massive big platypus. They're not even a platypus, but they're cool. They lick you and they knock you out. And then as you come up here, you'll see a ton of turrets. You'll see a little netting there full of turrets pointing all the way down. You have ones on the wall here all around. This is beautiful. Now they've got backup jennies all along the back there. They've got which is rather nice, they got a decoy jenny here just to be placed up there. Stegosaurus, superb job. And then they got turrets here on that icicle there, which is lovely and adds to the DPS of the whole thing. Now what they have here is what I think is they've just utilized this as literally a fun playground on the small side, where it's a bit PvE, where they can have their little dino museum here of beautiful scary dinos. Big up to the gorilla. Alright, let's go in here. Okay, as we make our way in here, we find the personal rooms. Quite cool, quite luscious and beautiful. Got little tiny trophies. Very nice. On to the big side. Okay, now we find our way back to the center pool here. After going to the small side there, we're going to go to the big side. We'll make our way here, and you found yourself your first enemies, a load of aggressive megalodons that will go absolutely insane to shred you apart and rip you up and bleed you out. Now these are perfect if rode by someone as well as just to annoy people, to make it that much longer to actually get through this place. Filled with tons of turrets back here that will pepper the absolute nuts out of you. And as you go through here, you squeeze your way past all these turrets. if you can. Soak them or blow them up. You know, you got Jennies nicely placed over here. You got aggressive Tusos and aggressive dinos filled with another back death wall here, just to annoy everyone, and a TP here just to get out. As we go up, we'll find ourselves into the main chamber. Now this is the creme de la creme, the creme of the crop, the piece of beauty that is North Ice. Okay, so all these turrets all around here, they will pepper you up, they will light you up. Now remember, the turret limit here is 200 turrets. It is not 100 because unofficial, it's too easy to wipe people. That's why we've increased it to 200, just to balance it out and to add these tester coils. There's no ammo box in here anymore, so we're going to have to wait for that to come out on Genesis 1 and Genesis 2. Now all these turrets, there is at least 2, 4, 600 turrets in this room, will all be peppering you at that one water hole here. As soon as they pop out, they will get absolutely annihilated and incinerated. You've got aggressive UTs on turret mode to fear the dinos, which adds 30% more damage to the dinos that are feared. It also makes them go out of control and probably swim away or swim up into the death wall, into somewhere they shouldn't be, so they would die, sadly. Yeah. And carrying on from this death wall, we got backup Jennies here, we got backup Jennies behind. There is no way you're gonna find yourself accidentally cheesing a Jenny, because there is a lot of Jennies around here. Now we can go up there, and there's actually nothing up here through this room apart from floorboards. We can also come down here where there is also not a lot of stuff. We go on through here, and you could add a couple of turrets here to the left and right of this chamber, just to slow people down, annoy people that little bit more as they come through, if they get through. Now here we have the drop down, and we have an insane amount of turrets all pointing at you, and that's literally going to be a pain, you know, another death wall. So carry on through here, and we can have tons of breeding dinos back here if they wanted to. You've got the war room set up here. Now many of you would criticize this, but in my opinion it does the job. You know, you got your soakers and all that stuff that they've labeled them. At least it does the job. I've seen many tribes without war rooms, and that is their massive downfall. So what we got here, we got they've improved the war room. They've added vaults to the top so you can look up and you can actually get it. They've labeled it all, I'm assuming, and they've got deadies and deadies of bullets and stuff that they'll need to get equipped and ready to raid anyone they want. They got the TP right here, TP out, and they're ready in 5 minutes to PvP the assailants. Okay, you got their, I'm not sure what these robots are for, but they got the robots there. They're invisible on my screen, but you know, we've got a mass amount of resources. They need to do a little bit of metal farming because they look like they're a little bit dry. There we go, we got the replicators, we got the crafters. It is looking rather fine here. And you've got this beautiful aesthetic look they got to the cave, just to show their prowess of how many artifacts they have got and how many boss fights they have done to secure this cave. You got the blueprints, you got their nicely set out kind of crafting area. Now under here we have a lot more stuff. This is, I'm guessing, their veggie cake production, and I'm guessing they're lacking a little bit of crops here. So maybe on the other maps they're producing crops, but this is a glorious cooking room. Look at it. It is beautiful. As we make our way through here, we're going to go right to the very back, and this is the last room in this huge North Ice. Everyone who's anyone wants this cave, and this is where they would have had a lot of their breeding this time, but guessing they've stocked up on their eggs and they're ready for war. Here we go, and we got a beautiful bit of breeding here, and that is cute. Hey guys, don't forget, if you think you can do better, if you want to compete on this server, it's a 5 times almost like official server with very few mods. Just type in Gamma 5 into the unofficial server listings on Ark Survival Ascended, Gamma 5, and you can join us right here on this server. Now onto this most classic cave as well at 20.2 46.2. This is Center Pearl Cave. Now this Center Pearl Cave is by a lovely tribe called Neutral Baby. As it says in the name, they are neutral. As we make our way through this cave, we go past a tech door, another tech door, just to keep out the riffraff. A little bit of C4 will literally cover that. And then we go on through, and we've modified this cave slightly to make it more like Evolved. Now all the caves in Evolved that had crouches, we've reinstated them in Ark Survival Ascended with crouches, because the caves are just better. Okay, the caves are better and they should be hard with crouches. That's how it was intended to be. So I don't know, wildcards would just take away the crouches to make people easy to raid unless you got Mega Tribe. We've added them back in so they're harder to raid. So as we come on through here, we've noticed a turret back there. Here's the crouch. We look down. It is a similar crouch to Evolved. Okay, so you go through the crouch and you get lit up by a couple of turrets here, there, and everywhere, followed by turrets on the ground, followed by turrets up top, left, right, down, upside down. Your aunt, your uncle, everyone knows about the turrets in this cave. Okay, you got a little Tesla coil there, you got a Reaper. Now these are you are able to raid these caves. Any of these caves are raidable because there are only 5,000 bullets per turret, so you can actually soak them all out, or you can use yearlings or other methods to raid these caves. Now as we go over here, we find all these turrets on the roof everywhere, scattered all around this area, always shooting towards the entrance right over there. And at the back here we've got turrets, we've got tech turrets, we've got heavies, we've got more techs, more heavies, and we have Tesla coils. They're just everywhere. This is a great death wall. It's even got, you'll find yourself hit with a bear trap and peppered by as many turrets as possible. Okay, and we'll go off to the right hand side over here. We'll make our way through the cave, just like the others, through the cave and towards the back. Now this place can also be used for breeding, but I guess they haven't optimized it thoroughly, or they're using it for a meat area where they can get free meat and berries. Now as we make our way all the way to the back of this cave, we'll find that this tribe has literally got it sorted. They got some dinos, they got their carbos ready to attack others. All around here we've got some dinos that they use for breeding, I guess, and they've got some eggs and eggs ready to go, and a beautiful purple phoenix. All hail the purple phoenix of Neutral Baby, the mascot, the purple phoenix. Alright, and we got a little bit of a war room, a little bit of a crafting area. Can't say it's anything spectacular, it's just just good. It's just good enough. Okay, so obviously these guys are maybe holding down this cave just to hold it down. Now thank you guys so much for watching. If you like my content, please smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, smash the comment section, and of course, if you're new, join Gamma 5, the unofficial cluster. It's just like officials, without cheaters, without hackers, with admin support at any time of the day that you need. It's the server you've been craving. It's the server you wanted. It's the server you've dreamt about. Alright, cheers guys.